goggles do nothing.
We ready to roll?
Broadcasting live from the internet, it's Tuesday night, and this is the Panels on Pages podcast.
Big boys playing with big toys.
This is quality content.
The boomers are into it.
Hey man, I just show up.
With your hosts, Lee Rodriguez.
I am a visionary. Like, oh, you have a podcast? I'm like, no, that's not me. That's somebody else.
Jason Nyes.
Yeah, sure. I'm not getting any vegetables in my diet. I'm just a thick boy.
Jose Guzman.
Is Jose on the show tonight?
He says he's coming.
It's like Elton John all over again, just minus the death threats.
Kelly Harris.
Reach your hand in your pants there, big boy. That's not me. I don't sound like that anymore.
And our good buddy Mahoney.
Hey, Mahoney's here. What's up, Mahoney?
We can do just glorious, wonderful things on our phones, people.
No one's ever done anything like this before.
It's gonna be massive.
It's going to be great. I mean, obviously, I think it'll be great.
And it's all killer, no filler.
My seat's on fire! Your dick's so hot!
Come on. It's so good.
It's pretty good. It's there. It's reliable. You know what you're getting every single time.
Man, I'm so glad you found us.
You're all terrible people, and I'm glad you're my friend.
Put that in the intro.
That's really funny.
Over 500 episodes, and you'd think they'd have the hang of it by now.
It seems like the concept that would run its course very quickly. What's going on, kids? Today is Tuesday, May 23rd, 2023, and this is episode number 631 of the Panels on Pages podcast. I'm your host, the Lord Reverend Lee Rodriguez, and joining me tonight, we got Mr. Jason Nyes.
What? When?
Kelly Harris.
How do you do, fellow kids?
And our good buddy Mahoney. What's up, Mahoney?
Hello. I didn't have anything prepared. I was expecting Jose to be here.
Yeah, Jose's not here tonight. He's getting his stomach pumped. It's a whole story. He'll tell us about it when he gets back.
All
Yeah.
of these.
But guess who got their stomach pumped earlier and came
no,
to the
Jose
show?
3.
It's Jose 3.
Did you eat a bunch of marbles?
No, I ate a bunch of Flintstones vitamins.
That'll do it. Yeah, every time. You gotta stop.
And they're so delicious. It happens at least once a year.
Can't stop. Won't
I
stop.
get it. I get it.
It's good shit. Yeah, I think. Was that nice? Of all the shit that I make up, that's one that's almost possible. Yeah, I can see it. I can see it. Man, it's been a hell of a week. Fucking tired. I just got back from the gym. Been jiu-jitsuing for the first time in like forever. I am.
You
Holy shit,
become
am
a
I tired.
Jesuit?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Never saw that one coming, did ya?
That
Well,
was
like
a
you,
swerve.
Lee was like, you know what I need? Religion.
Yeah. All this time, it's been the Lord I've been missing.
Yeah.
I knew it was something. Could have been anything. Who knew? But yeah, I'm so fucking tired, y'all. So
We'll
fucking
go
tired.
take a nap.
Can't. It doesn't work that way. Okay.
Live
but
on
yeah.
air nap.
Yeah, just pass out.
Honk shoe, honk shoe.
Honk shoe.
That's the sound of you snoring.
No. I get it.
Lee's not familiar with the art of honk shoe, apparently.
According to my wife, I'm a early adopter of honk shoe.
You need to get your little pointy hat and your little candlestick holder.
Oh, man.
Draw the drapes on your bed. Honk shoe.
Put on your
honk
nightgown.
It's ridiculous. So yeah, it's been a fucking busy week. It's been chill, and then it wasn't chill anymore. And this weekend we got Jax's party. However, this is the first time we managed to convince Jack to have his birthday party somewhere not our house. That definitely takes some stress off, so that's exciting.
Oh, you guys going to the junkyard?
Yeah. Oh.
Gonna go break some car windows for fun?
That would be a lot more fun than watching a bunch of kids at a fucking jump place and try to hope nobody breaks a leg or something. So.
Do they play Jump Around by House of Pain on loop?
They do.
Wait, you
Yeah,
gotta
it's
watch
not-
these kids too?
I mean, I'm gonna be there, so.
You're not just
And
gonna
by watch
sit there
this-
and read a book of Berserk? Wait for
You know what, I
one
might.
to wander around and ask you what you're doing?
I just might.
I liked the
Just
jump place
might.
that the Mahonies did Will's party at that had, trampolines as far as the eye can see, then a bunch of really nice, soft leather couches for dad.
So many couches and massage chairs.
Oh,
that's genius.
Ooh.
That's genius right there. Yeah, we've never been to this place, so I'll let you know what the situation is. RE the leather couches. We'll see.
Lee's going to come back next week and he's like, all right, they didn't have leather couches, but they did have happy endings.
It was
You could just
the
wipe that
damnedest
shit
thing.
right off of the leather furniture.
Nothing sticks. It's amazing. Like, I get it now. No, how fucking big week for Jax. They did this crazy thing this year at schools. We've always had the standardized test at the end of the year. Like, I'm sure every state has them. Ours, they're called TCAP. I don't know what it stands for, except the T is Tennessee. The rest of it, I don't know. They put this law in place this year that says if you don't meet, like, the expectations on the TCAP reading portion this year, regardless of whether you have 100 all year long in English or reading, if you don't do well on that test, you have to repeat the third grade, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, and it's the only time that's the thing. They don't do it for any other grade. Just that one, because they're like, studies show that if you don't know how to read in third grade, you become a criminal and maybe a drag queen. I don't know. I don't know what their fucking problem is, but.
Oh no, Jax can't read. He just pretends to know a lot of words, doesn't he?
This kid reads so fucking much. I wasn't worried
Okay,
at all,
good.
but I guess he was one of 3 kids in his class that made it.
What?
Yeah. Apparently,
What? Everyone else failed?
Apparently,
What?
it's a real problem. Something I think they said like 53% of the kids in the state.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, so
And-
like a minute ago, I was like, boy, that seems unnecessary. And now I'm like, well, perhaps.
Well, Tennessee's like at the
necessary.
bottom of education anyway. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Like,
but
yeah.
they
they're
made
too
the
busy fucking with
test.
drag queen.
They
Yeah,
probably
exactly.
just need one more shot at it, though,
Yeah.
Lee. Like,
Well,
probably one more attempt at teaching those 53% of students how to read will do it.
Well, that's the thing, is that they did offer a retest on Monday, right? But you found out if your kid had to take it again on Friday, and then on Friday they're like, "No, you're good," or "No, you got to take this test again in 2 days. Hope you have time to cram, fucking losers." It's so wild. So, like, I don't know how they're going to address, staffing an entire 3rd grade class and a half in the state. So that's going to be real interesting.
Well, whoever's the 4th grade teacher is going to have a
Well,
real
yeah, I
easy
was going to
test.
say,
She's got
it's
4
very
kids.
easy. They take half the 4th grade teachers and say, guess what? You're teaching 3rd grade now.
Yeah, it's a clusterfuck.
That's
And, like,
insane.
Yeah, and again, if the kid had straight A's all year long, it doesn't matter. It was every single bit predicated on 100% on this test. Like, if you have like an off day,
And some kids are just bad test takers.
they don't test well. Yeah, they read like champions, they do great, but they just have like test anxiety. Fuck
Yeah.
you, do well, or you do the 3rd grade again, you piece of shit.
Holy shit.
And they had like a meeting, and I went to this meeting earlier this year, and this one lady was like, "Hey, my son's only been in America for like 2 years. He's still learning." And they're like, "Better learn quick." Like, yeah, it's nuts. Like, even all the people at the school were like, "Hey, this is well intended, but this is fucked." Like, all like they were all like, "This is fucking ridiculous." Like, they just, because turns out, just like TikTok and the internet and shit, these old white dudes don't know anything about teaching children either. So it just sounds like a good idea to them. With no thought of the rollout. It's so crazy. Fucking
I feel like I remember somewhere recently where one of the southern states is going to get rid of SAT requirements and create their own standardized test for high school graduation.
Man, I never took the SATs.
That's
You
weird.
need SATs to graduate? I thought you just allegedly needed them to get into college.
Yeah, I took
Yeah.
the ACT.
I
but that's it.
I did the ACTs. I never took the SATs.
Well, yeah, I think some places it was either or.
Yeah.
Like, what's the highest you can get on the ACT?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I think
We're
it's
all
like
so
80?
old. We don't know.
60 or 80?
No, it's like 80.
30 something. 36. There it is. 36.
Okay, it's
So
definitely double digits.
I got a 32. I always remember it's 4 points from the top. I don't know what the fucking number is, but I know it was that. But like the SAT is the one that goes to like 1600 or some shit. Like it's also fucking arbitrary. It doesn't matter. None of it matters.
Jax
Oh,
being
silly.
one of the only 3 fourth graders in his school reminds me of when we moved from Illinois to Virginia for 6 months. We lived there. And it was the first half of 5th grade. And boy, oh boy, they treated me like I was a fucking genius. Like, like I was Oppenheimer because I could do, like, normal shit for a 5th grader.
He don't use his toes to count to 17.
Yeah, when I moved, I just imagined the entire school just standing on the front lawn being like, that is the smartest man that ever lived.
Yeah, it just goes to just
I
mediocrity. So ridiculous. Speaking of, I went to a high school graduation for dear friend. I've known this kid almost as long as I've known my kids. We know their parents. It's great. It's fine, So of course we were gonna be there, but I don't give a fuck about a high school graduation. Like everyone tells me that you'll feel different when it's yours. I go, I fucking doubt it. Like
Yeah.
I felt this way when it was mine. Like at my graduation, I was like, this is dumb. Why are we doing this?
Yeah, we all had some real hot takes on graduation ceremonies,
Yeah,
didn't we?
I said it, and I'm like, these fuckers are gonna light me up. This is gonna be grapes all over again.
No.
But then you're all like, no, graduations are stupid.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, I'm right.
No, you had another
those
three
on this one.
over the
Those
weekend.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was though.
Yeah, I don't know.
What
either.
was
Let's
that?
move
Oh,
on.
it was that. It was
Lee, what
getting
did you
rid of
tell
those
us you
things
hated?
on Disney Plus, and you're like, oh, no one cares about this, and then we were all like, oh, but I liked that one.
Yeah.
And that was part of
Yeah.
the launch. That was kind of cool. It's sad that's going away.
Said fuck all those shows. No one's favorite show ever.
I
Well,
was
guess
thinking
my
about
whole
this
thing
the
was
other
like,
day.
what
and
am I
how-
watching again? Like, I don't watch anything again.
Sure.
Almost. It's very
No.
unusual. So like, I got my spin
Yeah,
on Little
I get
Demon.
that.
And I'm sad. Like, I'm not sad it's gone. I've seen it. I wasn't like, oh, next week I was totally gonna watch it again. Fuck you.
I was thinking about this the other day because originally when they did it on HBO Max, I was like, are they out of their goddamn mind? Like, you can't just take things off your streaming service. But like, am I supposed to just keep every single piece of content I've ever made in my entire like company's history available for streaming and pay all the residuals to these people like forever?
Well,
Like,
the way they sold
No
some
other
of these
model has
streaming
ever
companies,
worked that way, you know?
the way they sold these streaming companies to us is that we've got
Shit's gonna be there
the
forever. You'll be able to watch
content
it
you
whenever you
want.
want.
You can have it whenever you want.
Yeah, like especially the
True.
Disney Plus.
Right.
Like that was like it was. This is, I believe, quote, the entire Disney library.
We
Yeah.
got everything.
Yeah.
They were like, "Hey, you guys want to watch the Butter Dumpling Gang? No? Well, you fucking can."
It's the apple dumpling game.
Everybody's here.
What's their
Remember
butter one? The Buttercream Gang. That was the other one. The Buttercream Gang. They were
Remember when
different.
we did that?
No,
and
that's a
we went
different
through
website.
all of
That's
the
yeah.
releases coming to Disney Plus. That was so much fun.
Fucking Billy Big Sandwich.
Yeah.
That one, I swear to God, I thought was real for half a second. I'm like, fucking what?
Remember today when I tricked Mary into thinking that there was guacamole and taco seasoning flavored tea bags at my work?
Oh, see, I didn't even get it because I definitely read guacamole and taco seasoning.
She was like, weird, I thought it was tea bags. I was like, I know, right? Weird.
And then you were like, it is. They do have tea bags as well.
I didn't say anything. I just let her go off with her own
have
imagination.
fun.
Yeah, but
We
we
have
all
fun.
did. I feel she's the only one that just acknowledged it publicly.
It's
So
like
just-
the other day I sent you that Anatomy of the Thing picture,
yeah.
and I had edited in like two of the there was like 100 things on there calling out all these things about the thing, and I changed one of them to be like Meg from Family Guy voice, and another one to say like Mila Kunis, and then like no one reacted, and I was like, I don't think they even noticed. Like I think it's
did,
too
buddy. I sure
accurate,
did.
and they
I
didn't even
noticed.
see it. Well, fuck you, Kelly.
So I'm at this graduation, which by the way, the reason graduations are bullshit
Oh, right.
is because it's a total fucking expectation. Like if you don't graduate, something went horribly wrong. So let's not throw a fucking party because you did.
But also, no one likes it. No one enjoys
Right, yeah.
Well, yeah.
the tradition of it. Like, update a graduation ceremony for once in your life. Like, let people do something when they walk on stage. It's just so fucking lame.
This motherfucker did,
Exactly.
the road less traveled. Like legit. Like holy shit. Like, all right, we'll do that.
Do you read? Isn't that like a poem? Do you read the
Yeah,
poem? What are you talking
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Now, on this graduation took place, the graduates were on the football field, and the people were watching on either side of the stadium, like in the bleachers. Not
Which
on
I
the
feel
lawn.
like is like classic
Why are you
small town
describing to
movie
us the
graduation.
graduation?
Well, because up until this point, they've always been for me, like in the high school gym or the wherever. It's important to the story. Fucking calm down.
okay.
We'll get there, okay? The point being, we're in the bleachers, like well away from like any of the graduates. Like, you can't fucking throw a rock and hit one unless you're like really good at rock chucking. But
Lee's like, and luckily I am.
Yeah, if you're someone
Yeah,
in
I was
Tennessee, that comes
home enough.
easily.
But
I was pegging these kids all night.
Oh
far
no.
away. No, definitely not. And these
All right,
people
don't
have,
put
like,
that in the intro.
These people,
You know what? Put that in the intro.
and these fuck
Teach them a lesson.
balloons. And
Words
flowers
mean
and all this
something.
shit. And
That's not me. I don't sound like that anymore.
I hear this
All right,
fucking
sorry,
definitely
Lee.
did not. It's fine. I hear this definitely did not graduate in her fucking third grade reading test. Idiot behind me, and she says, these people. I mean, if they're gonna get confetti on them, they need to just understand that that's what's gonna happen. Like, it's not like it's baking soda. Like, it's just was confetti. And I turned around, and I look at her, and I look at the field at far away this kid's on. Because, like, who is it for? If you throw confetti in the fucking stands, like, it's, So I look at her, and I look at the field, and I look back at her, and I said, don't fucking throw confetti at me. And they did not throw a single piece of confetti the entire ceremony. So I think I'm a hero in that
That's
case.
wonderful. The best part, and by best part I mean worst part of any graduation ceremony, is when they say, "Please do not make loud noises. Please don't clap or hoot and holler for your student."
And everyone does.
Well,
Everyone
yeah.
does.
Yes, exactly.
These fucking savages had air horns.
Oh
Like,
my God.
no.
air horns. Like, is this a
Oh,
fucking
no.
graduation or a tractor pull?
Like someone just went through a table at a CCW show.
Yeah, it's fucking nonsense.
Time for the mines.
It's been a lot.
See, this is the minds. This is my problem with graduations. It's less what you're saying, Lee, about it being an expectation, and more it being absolutely no one wants to be there. The student doesn't want to be there. The faculty doesn't want to be there. The parents don't want to be there.
I think a lot of these
No
some-
one
a lot of
wants
these
to be
dorks
there.
do. I think they do. Like if no one wanted to do it, like I don't think they would do it.
But I think
Not to the
most
degree that
people
they do.
want to do it because it is tradition. It is expected. It's inevitable if your kids pass their third grade reading test.
Yeah. Yeah, because like
That lucky
I
50%.
got the distinct feel. Well, because Nicole says I'm so fucking wrong about this.
Well,
I'm dead,
she's
like-
also very sentimental, but I
She's
also had a horrible high school graduation, so
Yeah, we talked about it, and I was just bitching like always because they had her and my mom like basically made me go to my high school graduation. So I'm like, this is stupid. Like I was like, and it's 9 o'clock on a Saturday, and I'm done with school. Get fucked.
Yeah.
They're like, no, you got to go do
Just
the thing.
what a
I'm
waste of time and money.
Yeah, so stupid, so dumb. But so I've always from all sides been told how fucking wrong I am. So you know what? Thanks, bros. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
We got you.
Thanks, dudes.
The only thing that I thought was dumber than graduation was when there was like, do you want to buy a class ring? No.
Right.
Why the fuck would I want to wear a class or even own a class ring? So if any of you bought a class ring, sorry, but that's lame as shit.
I did get suckered into the class ring, but it was garbage.
Yeah. My mom got me a class ring, and then I ended up pawning it at one point.
What?
Was it even worth anything?
Yeah,
Just for
like
the
what'd you
gold.
get? Like, I guess
It was when a few years back, and like maybe 10 years ago now, like when like gold was at this crazy high or whatever. Like I got
Yeah, all
big
the old
fucking
people were
fingers.
buying it.
I got big fucking fingers. I bet I can get a good chunk of change for this ring. I think I ended up getting like $130 for it.
Holy shit!
Yeah. And I'd rather have $130 than, a class ring when I'm in my mid-30s.
For not being a complete drooling idiot.
Yeah. Right. For not getting a girl knocked up and having to join the Navy at 17.
Fuck.
Oh, there were so many pregnant girls at my high school graduation.
Yeah, I bet.
That was Nicole's biggest takeaway when we were done. I remember it clear as day. It was fucking almost 30 years ago. she was like 20 years ago, but she was like, how many pregnant girls are at your class? I go, you just fucking saw most of them. Guess what? Some of them didn't make it.
I think it was really nice that Nicole took the weekend off from her career to go to your high school graduation.
I mean, no, she was like 19 at the time, bud.
I know. The joke is that she's so much older than me.
You sound like Jax.
The
Jax
joke
all
is
the
how
time.
Nicole, found you as a young child, groomed you, and then
yes.
eventually married you.
Oh my
Got her
god.
away with
That
you.
is the story, yes. Yeah. For some reason, I don't think it that way. It must be all the trauma and grooming.
You got Cougar Town.
Exactly.
Cougar Town.
That's what happens
What
in
you got going?
Cougar Town, right?
So Nicole really liked that Cougar Town show when it was on because she liked Courtney Cox and she liked Friends and all the whatever. And by like the third season, like they hated the name Cougar Town so much that like on the title card every week they would just bust balls about the fact the show was named Cougar Town because that's not what the show was about anymore. But they couldn't change the name of it.
Yeah, well, that was a Bill Lawrence show. That's the Scrubs and Ted Lasso guy.
Yeah, and it's a fine show. It was goofy sitcom bullshit. It was fine.
They did that Community crossover
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
where they had Abed in the background of a scene.
Cougarton Abbey.
Yeah.
What you got going on, Nice? What's happening?
Oh man. So we have been watching a lot of movies, which is great.
Movies are great.
One of those movies is you want to hear my freezing cold takes on Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania?
I would love
Do I
nothing
ever.
more.
You know what? That shit was a solid third Ant-Man movie.
Right?
I liked that movie.
It was a lot
I have
of
no problems with
CGI
that.
bullshit garbage.
Yeah.
But that's fine. They're in the quantum realm. It was
Yeah,
real.
who cares?
It was real tenuous how the whole story got launched in the first place, but it's fine. We're in the quantum realm now. Let's get to it. I was, besides that opening, like cold open, I was surprised how long they held off on showing Kang. You know, he was just kind of talked about in whispers for a good part of the movie. Now, maybe I'm biased because I read the paper and I know the news. And but going back to what was the character's name in Loki that Jonathan Majors played?
Immortus.
It was Immortus?
No, He Who Remains.
He Who Remains.
Well, he was
that's-
Immortus, but they called him He Who Remains.
Okay,
And
so
it's kind of weird because I feel like now they're trying to make Immortus another guy, and I'm like, no, buddy, that was Immortus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think at this point everything's TBD.
Yeah.
So when I knew Jonathan Majors was going to play Kang, so when he debuted on Loki, it was a cool surprise, but it wasn't as Kang, it was He Who Remains. When watching his performance in that for the first time, I was like, this is a real weird kind of hammy performance almost.
Yeah.
And
I didn't like him in Loki.
okay. So
Yeah, I liked it because it was kind of hammy, but I looked at it as this is a guy who's been at the end of time by himself
Yes.
for literally
Okay.
forever.
I kind
So
of
it was kind of kooky.
I kind of said that to myself. I said he's a weirdo, but also he's a variant. So it's not like this is what Kang is going to act like. And then we get to
sure.
Quantumania, and I feel like it's exactly what Kang acted like. And
no.
yeah, it was very similar. And I'm watching it and I'm like, is he just not very good, or is it because he beats women that I'm not enjoying this? And I think it might be a little column A, a little column B, because I was unimpressed with the Kang stuff. His performance, he always has his lips pursed. And he's got, what is the accent? It's a weird nothing accent.
That's the everyone accent.
I kind of just assumed that's how he talked.
Yeah, I think that's his actor voice.
Yeah.
And not a huge fan. So of Quantumania, I thought Kang was the worst part, and replace him as quick as possible. However, the best part of Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, baby, fucking MODOK was wonderful. He was a
I
joy.
love MODOK.
Yeah, MODOK was great.
People hated MODOK, and I was like, you are missing the point.
Yeah. He was real fun.
When he was like, I can't believe I'm an Avenger now.
It's like, sure, buddy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Question. The plot, the setup of Quantumania is essentially they've got this signal going down in the quantum realm, and Janet, who lived in the quantum realm for 20, 30 years, is like, what the fuck are you doing? Because it was Hank, the daughter, and Hope were kind of doing it behind everybody else's back.
Yep.
So Janet's like, what the fuck are you doing? How are you sending a signal down there? Turn it off. He's going to hear it, and we're going to be fucking murdered by Kang, essentially. But
Essentially.
what? Okay. In your memory, those of you that have seen Ant-Man and the Wasp, what was the post-credit scene of Ant-Man and the Wasp?
There was
when they got
the scene with
dusted.
him barking like DMX. Or wait, that's the mid-credits.
Yeah, the post-credit scene was...
Oh, wait.
mid-credit scene was all the Kangs.
No. I'm
Council
talking
of
about the
Kangs.
first Ant-Man and the Wasp. Sorry.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
the
when
first
they
Ant-Man
the
and
end
the
credits
Wasp.
is when they dusted.
Yeah.
Right, they all trained
Yeah.
Scott in the quantum
Yeah.
realm. Yeah.
What,
I'll
what
remember
were-
that forever, because during that was the scene when a man in my theater got on his feet with his head with his hands on his head and yelled, "What? No!"
Okay. But now that we all remember what the scene was, what were they doing in that scene? And who was doing it? Who was in that scene and what were they doing?
Wasn't it the
Oh,
four
weren't
of them
they
trying to
going-
get to the quantum realm?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were
What
going
the
to the
fuck,
quantum realm.
Janet?
To get a bunch of energy.
Janet is
Yeah.
participating in an experiment to get back to the quantum realm, and now in this movie she's like, what are you doing trying to contact the quantum realm? Are you fucking crazy? So
Yeah.
that annoyed me
That
just a
is
tiny
a
bit.
very good observation.
Just a teeny tiny little bit.
You're not
but-
wrong, Jason Knight.
Oh, thank you so much. And then Muppets Mayhem didn't really stick the landing, but it's pretty cool. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, the landing.
Doesn't sound like
wasn't
it
great.
stuck any of it for you.
Though no, the Muppet shit is fantastic. But then those last 2 episodes, they manufacture a reason to break up the band, and then they're able to get the band back together by the end of the next episode, for their big performance at the Hollywood Bowl. And Lily Singh is at the center of it all, just being a big fucking baby. And now,
in glaring omission though, when they've got all the fans mad at them in that show, and like the Beliebers and the Beehive and shit are chasing after them. They need to have one more cut to a bunch of fucking juggalos sitting around doing nothing, and then that show would have had all my respect.
Oh my god,
a bunch of fucking dweeb ass juggalos.
I must have missed that.
No, he wanted them to have that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that is a great
hilarious though.
So, spoiler alert to anybody that hasn't finished Muppets Mayhem yet. But at the end of it is essentially they finished their album. It's released. They're successful. Lily Singh is running the record company now, and the Electric Mayhem speaking to Lily Singh's character Nora and their bro groupie character. What the fuck's his name? Gobo? Pogue? Moog. They're like, all right, you're both members of the band now, Nora and Moog. So in the future, when there's a Muppets project and the Electric Mayhem show up, is Lily Singh gonna be there?
Nah.
Are they gonna maintain this continuity with Muppets Mayhem? I sure hope not.
Nah.
They will not. Recall a moment ago when you learned that the Ant-Man 2 post-credit scene in the Ant-Man 3 movie completely
Don't match up.
each other.
Yeah.
After watching the show, for whatever reason, I was thinking about Muppets. I was probably a little inebriated.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is the Muppet what's Muppet canon? Because so many of the projects reference the Muppet Show as being like a thing in the universe, but then also some of the stories about the Muppet Show and what happened with it contradict each other.
Well, yeah,
so I went down this weird rabbit hole on the internet, and you would be shocked at the amount of controversy and think pieces surrounding Muppets canon.
Well,
but you know what they all agree? Muppets in space can eat a dick.
Yeah, it's funny because the Muppet movie is the story of how the Muppets came together. It's their story, and you kind of see the behind the scenes of just the movie part of it. And then Great
but
Muppet
then a lot
Caper,
of those think pieces say that the fact that the Muppets are watching a movie that is the Muppet Show, there's a framing sequence where they go to see the movies.
Right.
See a movie and they go to see the Muppet Show.
like a screening room.
Yeah. And they're all like, so that means that the events in the Muppet movie might not necessarily be canon anyway because it's a movie that they're watching. So it could be a fictionalized version of the real events. And I'm like, you need to calm
Based
down,
on a true
nerd.
story.
Yeah, right. I'm like, calm the fuck down, nerd.
And then
Relax.
you go to Great Muppet Caper, and they're all playing different characters. It's still Kermit and Fozzie and Gonzo and Piggy.
Right.
But they're Kermit and Fozzie and Gonzo are brothers that work at a newspaper. So they're playing characters in a movie. And then I feel like it's similar with Muppets Take Manhattan, where they're all trying to get on Broadway, and that's not necessarily, they all went to school together and they're trying to get on Broadway.
Right,
and that's
right,
not
right,
necessarily the events of the Muppet Show. And then you've got Christmas Carol and Treasure Island, which obviously are canon, right?
Obviously, yeah. Especially Treasure
I
Island.
have a Muppets question for you.
Yeah.
Are Fraggles
Ask away,
Muppets?
Kelly.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Fraggles
I-
are like the deviants to the Muppets Eternals.
Oh, okay.
That's
The reason when Muppets are in things like Christmas Carol and Treasure Island is that they are, of course, immortal. Have been around forever.
Of
Kelly,
course,
I don't know
okay.
if you've ever heard of the Muppet Family Christmas, but it's where all the Muppets go to Fozzie Bear's mom's house for the holidays, and that includes
They run a
all the
train.
regular Muppets, the Sesame Street Muppets, and then the Fraggles are downstairs.
Okay. I'm into that.
It is the Infinity War of the Jim Henson Creature Shop universe.
Yeah.
Oh, we also watched that fucking. We called an audible. We were gonna watch the new Dungeons and Dragons movie, but then
Good time.
we got talking about. I don't know. We were watching a bunch of like old home movies of Disney World on YouTube, and we were talking about Country Bear Jamboree.
Okay.
And she was like, "You know what? I've never seen that Country Bear movie that they did." And I was like, "All right, we're gonna go smoke another bowl, and we're gonna watch the Country Bear movie on Disney Plus." And those, man, those costumes, those animatronics are wild. It's Jim Henson Creature Shop, all of it. So they're basically just.
I don't think I saw that one.
They're basically furry Ninja Turtles.
Huh. Okay.
They're all trying to save Country Bear Hall from Christopher Walken, who's trying to demolish it.
Well, that sounds like fun.
It's
Check that one out.
very 2002.
Would you describe it as 2000 and late?
Well, actually, no, because 2000 and late kind of refers to anything after 2008, right? Or because this was 2002, so this was 2000 and early. I don't know, man.
No, she was 2008. They were 2000 and late. So I think 2000 and late is before.
Okay, like old and gross.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was.
I'm
2000.
2008. You
In
wish
case you're
you were
curious, she's of course. They're all talking about multi-Grammy winning artist Fergie.
We're talking about Sneaker Night by Vanessa Hudgens.
So that's my week.
Multiple Grammys. Ridiculous.
I have been learning how to make TikToks in my free time.
Yeah, you have. I've been loving that. Nye's over there, full on TikToker now.
Oh,
when are you coming to live stream?
Are you pooping in the toilet and then doing a dance?
Not yet.
What the hell kind of TikToks are you watching, Kelly?
Don't you remember that famous TikTok from somebody related to this show?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Tristan, you don't know
Like,
her.
oh, that.
Unrelated, shout out to Zoe for starting her first job this week.
Yeah.
We made that happen,
did.
you guys.
Yep.
We said she should get a job at the toy store, and she did.
You know, and I'm actually very proud of her. She, we were just up there looking around, and then she was like, "I'm gonna give this a shot," and I was like, "Hell yeah, good on you."
Awesome. She should start like some like theme nights or whatever. Like get the young crowd into the shop.
Right?
That sounds fun at first, but then you end up having to do a bunch of extra work, and you're like, oh, wait, no, fuck this.
There you go.
That's exactly where I was going, Kelly.
Spoken like a
Orally
true professional.
Advise
Spoken
her to
as someone that once booked a rap concert at his shop.
Yeah, no. Do the absolute bare minimum because it is your first job.
Yep.
You have your
Yep.
whole life to work.
But also, she should act as though she's going to work there for the rest of her life because she's going to marry into it and eventually own it.
Oh, yeah. Tell them that you're doing the best you possibly can.
Yeah.
Never let them know your true potential. Make them assume whatever your current level is your peak.
I mean, yeah.
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 These are great
that's
lessons,
spoken
people.
from a
Write
man
this
in the
shit
workforce for 20 years. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's
Write this
free,
down.
kids.
Because what's the one rule about the workforce? If you're good at your job, you get punished with more work.
You get somebody else's job. Not instead of your job, in addition to
In
your
addition
job.
to,
Yep.
do you get their money? No.
Nope. You get their work, though. And oftentimes, nothing even happens to them.
Yeah, they'll
They're
take
just
credit
still
for it.
sitting there next to you, not doing their work. And everybody's like, it's so nice that you're here to do their work now. And you're like, well, wait a minute.
Mahoney,
Why
how
would
many
I wanna
people's
do-
work would you say you're doing at a given time?
Oh my God. I'm not even sure I could estimate it. I think if they tried to replace me, I don't even know that they would be able to.
Yeah, I love not to call anyone out specifically, but I know this woman. She might live in my same house. Who sometimes gets a little stressed about her standing at her current job, and I just have to tell her, I'm like, you realize how quickly that shit would fall to fucking pieces if you weren't there, and that helps sometimes.
It absolutely
It's
does.
nice because every once in a while you can be like, you know what? Y'all don't get your act together. I'll make this whole place fall apart.
Yep, exactly.
I'll go.
Y'all heard about
and
Indeed?
you'll all figure it out in about 6 months. And you're like,
I've
wait
got
a minute.
some Jenga blocks ready to go, and I can just poke those bitches, and I'll see you later.
It's like this whole debt limit bullshit that's going on right now. Like, on one hand, we should not bow to these fucking terrorists. Second, if everything's gonna come falling down, I want to be alive to see it. So let's go. Like, let's fucking bring it all down.
But it won't. It's be the same shit that. See, I never heard about the fucking debt limit my whole life until Obama became president. And then every few years, these shitheads use it as some fucking horrible bargaining chip, and just play fucking Yahtzee with the whole goddamn country. It's so gross. It's so gross. Like,
Black dude won an election, and it drove them all fucking insane.
And it's not me, right? It never came up before that,
No.
right?
I never remember hearing about it. And, like, we were out of college, so it's not like, oh, we were too young. Like,
just
we
not
would have heard.
once did that shit come up.
No.
Tomorrow night, my boy Meatball Ron's supposed to announce he's running for president on Twitter with Elon Musk in a Twitter space.
Please do. Please do.
One of my favorite things about him and his whole Disney fight, which I think has flown under the radar, but he's in his Disney fight, right? And he's like, I'm not going to bow to Disney. And then all of a sudden, you start seeing these videos of, like, just weird shit that he says, or, like, there's people at an event that he's at, and they're asking him these questions, and the questions are just making him so mad, and he's, like, all frustrated, and I'm like, buddy, Disney is sending these people to ask you these questions to make you mad. Like, they are systematically demolishing you in every aspect of your life. Like, I bet they are like, where does he like to get his coffee from? Buy it, ruin the coffee.
Yep.
Like, every single bit of his life got worse when he went to war with them, and he doesn't even know that it's them doing it.
ABC News found an old video of him practicing for the 2018 debates with Matt Gaetz in a Nirvana t-shirt in a hotel room. ABC News was like,
all these people who like find it. Oh, ABC News.
Yes,
you
exactly.
don't say. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Even if it wasn't a Disney-owned news station, like, Disney's the one writing the address on the envelope and dropping it off.
They have so much shit that they're just waiting to release week by week. I saw a headline that was essentially, DeSantis says he's not going to back down in his fight against Disney. And my response was, well, Meatball Ron gonna really find out what dark money in politics looks like, because what the fuck?
I think I'd rather go to war with the Vatican than Disney.
Yeah, I would rather go to war with Hitler-era Germany than the Disney Corporation.
There was a thing the other day on TikTok going wild because they found out that he had his wedding at Disney World.
Oh, yeah.
He was like a Disney adult. And I'm like, gee, I wonder who dug up that Ron DeSantis had his wedding at Disney World and put that out into the public sphere. You know, like, they are just coming after every single thing he likes. Like, if he has a favorite cereal, it's probably getting discontinued.
Okay. From a Floridian, here is the timeline events for the Disney Ron DeSantis feud. So, DeSantis started talking about this "Don't Say Gay" law.
The governor of Florida.
Governor of Florida.
Yes,
sorry.
Yeah.
Ron DeSanctimonious, a.k.a. Meatball Ron, Little Rhonda, whatever you want to call him. He comes up with this don't say gay law for Florida schools because nobody should be talking about they, them, he, she, pronouns, trans, whatever
Gender,
in school.
identity, any of it. But they wrote it in such a way, Kelly, that you basically can't say anything.
Sure.
You can't, like, say he or she. Like, it's all just a mess.
It's so funny because as one of the biggest employers in Florida, a lot of Disney cast members and fans on social media are like, Disney, why don't you fucking say something about this? Why don't you, throw your weight around and stop this bullshit? And Disney for the longest time was like, nah, not touching that, fam. Nope. Sorry, not getting involved. And then I don't know what specifically happened. I don't remember. But Disney put out like the weakest little opposition to the don't say gay law. And DeSantis was like, all right, it's on, motherfuckers. Let's go. And ever since, he tried to remove the Reedy Creek district from Disney, which allows Disney to basically be their own building inspectors and fire department and police department. They cover it all.
They pave their own roads and shit.
Pave their own roads.
The things that like the state government would not want to fucking deal with.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a sweet deal for the state.
There's no point to fuck with Disney.
No,
absolutely not. It got to the point where he removed the no-fly zone over the Walt Disney World Resort. So now when you're at Disney, you see planes flying over, fucking pulling signs behind them. You got like the helicopter tours are flying over Disney now. It's so silly and so fucking childish, and he's going to ruin his chances of ever becoming president.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm stoked for it, but it just means that we're stuck with him in Florida. But he's going to get embarrassed so bad. Trump is going to emasculate him like he did to Ted Cruz back in the day. And then, he's going to be damaged goods from then on.
Oh, for sure.
It's going to be a disaster.
Like Trump or not, tremendous poster.
Little Rhonda.
I mean, we played an entire game with his nicknames.
Yeah. Look. No one has no strengths. Well, except for that one guy we know. But for the most part, no one has no strengths.
Yeah.
So
Meet the Depressed is still one of the funniest things I've ever heard.
What was that?
Meet the Depressed is still one of the funniest things I've ever heard.
I do think it was ill-advised for Trump to deny that he created Meatball Ron, because Meatball Ron is absolutely one of my favorites.
Meatball Ron's so good.
Yeah. Why would you be like, nah, Meatball Ron's not mine. That's not a Trump original. Sorry.
Yeah, you take credit for any other.
Yeah. Gotta be honest. You know me, Honest Donald.
Hey, what do you think I am? Some kind of joke thief?
Some sort of Carlos Mencia?
Yeah, I'm not Carlos Mencia.
Isn't that great that Carlos Mencia is synonymous with joke thief?
Yeah. It's that and then the mentally handicapped person sound.
Da-da-da!
Exactly.
Yep, that's it.
Yep, those are his two claims to fame.
Mm-hmm. What a legacy.
What a mind, that Mencia.
Yeah, in reality, Mind of Mencia was kind of like, you mind if I use your joke?
Oh my god.
Don't oh my god me, you cackled.
I did.
We all heard it. It's okay. Jose gives him a pass.
That's right. Lee too.
Jose's like, you can do the voice.
Lee too.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. It counts.
Lee's like, yeah, I don't know if I count, but yeah, sure.
I'm just
Oh, we
doing
all
my
sound well
impression
special.
of Carlos Mencia's impression of a Mexican person.
There you go. Okay.
I like that you stole his impression. Honestly,
Yeah, I mean, fair game, right?
I think it's fitting.
We should watch
else got
that
going on,
video
Kelly?
of the chick at the Renaissance Fair feeding that seltzer to that other lady.
Yeah, we should watch that because that is
You know,
some
why
Get
wild
rid of
shit.
the Popcast background. Just have that play on repeat every time.
Where was that? Was that
Yeah.
on Instagram?
Yeah.
I'll pull it up. We talked
Yeah,
about this before the show. It's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's so fucking weird.
Look, it's doing something for someone, so they're having a great time at the Renaissance Fair. I mean, look, everyone wants to have fun at the Renaissance Fair. You
Yeah,
wanna,
and, I
you
mean,
eat a
not for
turkey
nothing,
leg.
but it's yeah, it's well, you do something with a turkey leg.
Look at some honkers. Get a lot of dust around on you. Are all fucking Renaissance fairs like that just dirt ground that's all dusty as shit?
I
Well, the
that
one around
every-
here is in like a nice field area, and well, it's wooded and shit.
Okay.
And actually is around the base of an actual castle some weirdo built around here.
What the fuck?
It's kind of wild.
Yeah, so
All right, we want to hear the audio of this.
Show me the fucking video.
Can you not see the video right now?
I see.
Oh yeah, we
I
can.
can see the video.
He had his eyes closed.
I
I was on the
follow
wrong
that
screen.
lovely little mouth. Oh, you nasty thing. On my hole, just like that, and suck it for me, pretty thing.
If you're just listening,
Love it. That's
this is the lady who bought a Bud Light seltzer at the Ren Fair, and this is how she's being fed the Bud Light seltzer by this fucking weirdo.
She's
You know what's great?
chained up
You
by
guys
her
were like-
arms.
You guys were talking about the Ren Fair video where they pour the seltzer in the girl's mouth. I've seen so many variations of this video on TikTok that I was like, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Never seen this actual video before.
pretty girl. Come on, dirty thing. Oh, yes, I'll show you how to do it. I'll deflower your mouth. Look it, love it. I'm going to put it all the way in the back of your throat, you dirty, nasty thing.
And she's like
Take it
licking it and tongue fucking it, and like it's a lot.
Yeah, she's putting her tongue in the sharp aluminum hole of this Bud Light seltzer.
Yeah, that's not
And
good.
there's some guy, right behind her, like, "Hey, can I get a turkey leg?"
I tell you what, if Bud Light's not going to make you trans, Black Cherry Bud Light Seltzer might. Is it just me, or is this whole dirty talk thing getting out of hand, you guys?
What do you mean by out of hand?
I'm
Yeah,
just saying.
Are they doing it like the subway now?
It's just like, okay, sure.
Did they replace the Walmart greeters with dirty talkers?
Some of my social media feeds might be questionable, but I feel like there's a lot more dirty talk content in the internet these days than before. And
But like
Huh.
in a
I
place where it
honestly
makes sense to have dirty talk, or like
Can't say
or like
I noticed
this.
that.
I mean, I think just in
Because
general.
this is fucking wild. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
But is it like videos like this with some chicks walking through a Home Depot? Like, yeah, give me all that hard wood, daddy. And the guy's like, I'm just trying to check out for you. Like, is that what's going on? Because that's some wild shit.
I'll have to start compiling them just to better
send
support
them
my
on our
thesis.
way when you see them.
Yeah.
Look, you can't take it anymore. Oh, yes, and finish and swallow. Oh, what a little harlot you are.
See, that is so
Harlot.
cringe to me.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Lots going on.
Oh, yes, you naughty.
Oh my god.
And again, it's just all of it. Like, it's just so unexpected. Just that's not where that belongs.
Yeah. Like, if you were going to go get a drink from this woman, do you know this is going to happen to you?
I think so.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, I mean that's probably not the first time that day she did that, so maybe.
she knew to strap her hands into the fucking shackles at least.
I guess, yeah. But just imagine you just want, like, a fucking drink, and then she's like, grab onto these things, and you're like, oh, okay, that's weird, but why?
And what did
Next
we
thing
say
you know,
before
you're
the
fucking
show?
deep throating a Dr. Pepper can.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
You don't want to see what happens at the corn dog stand. Juggalo John in the chat. I don't know if he's talking about this or something else that we were previously talking about, but he says that's a trend, Nyes. There are a bunch of them. The Pittsburgh on is in part. I don't know what that means, but I am gonna take his word for it.
So was it just in Pittsburgh they're talking dirty now? It just spread out to the rest of the country?
Well, Pittsburgh is a dirty town, I've heard.
Pittsburgh. Yeah, they call it talking Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh.
I wish
That's
they'd move it
incredible.
to Pittsburgh.
What else have I been doing? I got a new toy today.
What'd
What you got?
I got the Chainsaw Man SH Figure Arts.
Oh.
Just came in at work. I popped it open today before the show, and it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty happy with it. Sculpt is nice. What they did with the hands is really interesting, I thought, because there are changeable hands, and they're not like how you'd normally they're not pegs, since they have the chainsaws coming out. So your hands are two parts, and they're each half of the hand, and then you put it on the side of the chainsaw.
Huh.
So you have
Okay.
one half that's just like the pinky and third finger, and then the other half is the thumb, middle finger, and index.
That's kind of neat.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. And just colors look good. Comes with two mouth plates, two different ties. I was hoping for a little bit more of just extra bullshit to toss in there with them, like some more I don't know, blood spray effects or something, but
I feel like a lack. Well, never mind. I'm about to say a lack of Pochita's kind of weird, but by the time he's Chainsaw Man, Pochita's gone, so maybe that's
yeah.
What? When?
Really good articulation on it. I definitely give this one a recommendation. I like it a lot. I can't speak to the... Is the Figma out?
I don't know. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, if it is, I haven't seen it anywhere. But if you're on the fence between the two, I'd probably go with this. Figmas are, I don't know. Some of them are good. Most of them are bad.
And it's a weird one with these because the Figma actually has a lot more, like the Chainsaw Man figure comes with a dingy head and everything, so there's more accessories and all that. But the joints are weird looking.
Yeah, that's the problem. The Figma has better accessories, I think, but this is overall a better figure. So you might want to keep an eye out on the secondary market for custom things to add to your guy.
Oh yeah, could be.
Like I already saw the Shin Kamen Rider SH Figure Arts has some guy is producing better trench coats for him.
Oh really? Right on.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It's an interesting thing to be like, you know what? I'm going to take it upon myself to make better trench coats for this tiny little toy man.
It's a whole niche market.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a problem.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
My toy doesn't have a nice enough trench coat. That counts as a problem.
I mean, if you're into toys,
sometimes you got to get the nicest things for your boys.
yeah, either it's made out of plastic and it limits articulation, or it's cloth goods and it looks like shit.
I was talking to a buddy recently who was buying like an accessory kit for a Gundam he hasn't actually bought yet. And I told him that's no different than buying baby clothes for a baby you haven't had yet. That's the exact same thing.
I
So
guess.
you know what? Prep yourself. That's fine.
No, that's accurate.
Yeah.
But then if something
he has a
happens,
Gundam miscarriage.
yeah, if something
No.
happens, then all you got is these fucking Gundam shoes that don't fit anybody.
So fucking dark.
Kelly or Lee, have either of you eaten a Spider-Man Whopper yet?
No.
I have not. But I'm gonna.
Yeah, me and Mary were talking about getting one, and then she was like, "You know what? Why don't we just do Five Guys instead?"
Whopper, Whopper, Spider-Man, Whopper, 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 Spider-Man, Whopper, made with webs full of eggs.
Full of eggs. Can you imagine you bite into a Spider-Man Whopper and it's just spiders? And they're like, "What'd you think it was gonna be?"
When my parents
Spiders, 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 spiders. They're inside you.
at BK.
Inside you.
When my parents came over for Mother's Day, my mom went in to use the bathroom, and then the next thing I know, she pops her head out and she says, "Jason," and she gives me the mom finger. And I'm like, oh my God, what did she find in there? Did I leave a roach? Is there some porn in that bathroom I didn't put away? No, it was a fucking spider in the corner of the bathroom underneath the toilet. So I'm like, all right, I'll go in there and kill it. I kill it. It explodes with babies.
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
So then it's an even bigger emergency. And so we burn the house down.
That's a real whopper.
And now you have one less bathroom.
Yeah.
Drywall over the door. Like, nope, not this one.
No one talks about what happens in
Duct
here.
tape. Nobody's
Big
ever the
whopper
wiser.
energy.
I feel like that's probably what happens with a lot of these giant spiders in fiction is someone came upon it in the bathroom, didn't want to fuck with it, so just built a cave around it.
Yeah.
This seems reasonable.
You gonna try and flush Shelob? Nope.
Fucking ridiculous.
That was one of the deleted scenes in Lord of the Rings.
Okay, Lord of the Rings. This is actually a topic I do want to talk about that I completely forgot about.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
let's go.
Have you guys seen or heard the theory that Frodo does not know Legolas's name?
Yes,
Yes.
yes. I feel like that's another Instagram video that we
That's
shared.
where I saw. That's where I saw it.
Yeah.
Someone sent it. It might have been you that sent
It might have been me.
But yeah, so apparently there is one single scene where Frodo and Legolas talk.
At the like, you have my sword, you have my
You
Yes.
have my bow.
That is the
Yeah.
That's it.
that is the lone time they ever speak.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the movie, when Frodo wakes up and everyone's coming into the room, they're all happy and stuff. Gimli walks in, you see Frodo mouth Gimli. Aragorn walks in, you see him mouth Aragorn. Legolas walks in, his mouth does not move. It's just kind of like, oh,
It's just a face of confusion, honestly.
yeah,
And you're here too.
yeah, pretty much.
Here it is. I've got it.
Have ever read. This is a Lord of the Rings film theory, okay?
Okay.
I hope you've never heard of this. Frodo doesn't know Legolas' name. There's a theory that Frodo never once says Legolas' name in the Lord of the Rings movies. Here's this clip of the only time Legolas directly talked with Frodo in the movies.
And you have my bow.
That's it! That's it! That's the only time Legolas directly talks to Frodo. And what confirms this theory even more, check out this next clip. Watch this. So this is at the end of the movie, obviously.
Gimli?
Frodo, look, he says Gimli
yeah.
with his mouth. Legolas turns a corner. Watch Frodo's mouth. Ready?
Okay.
Here we go.
He's like, hey,
And
buddy.
Frodo's mouth.
Aw.
And then look at Aragorn. Aragorn! he mounts Gimli, he mounts Aragorn, but when he looks at Legolas, he just goes,
Oh.
it might be my favorite thing.
Buddy.
That's pretty good, actually.
Yeah,
It's a good theory. I can't
Yeah.
stand those hosts, but I like that theory.
yeah, no, that's fair.
Do they even have an actual podcast?
Who knows?
Because
Does
that's
anybody-
the scam going around on like Instagram and Twitter now. Do you guys know about this?
No, you just pretend you have a podcast?
You just fucking pull a microphone out and you pretend like you're posting clips from a podcast, but the podcast doesn't exist.
Oh my
That's kind of
God.
amazing. That's so
We should do that.
ridiculous.
We should
I-
post clips from the show that aren't from the show.
I kind of love how ridiculous that is.
Because it
Yeah,
was
I'm on board.
There was one video of a chick being like, so first thing in the morning, I suck my dude off. And then before he leaves for work, I suck him off. And then I meet him at work for lunch and I suck him off then.
Oh, yeah.
And then he gets it sucked off like 3 or 4 more times the rest of the day. Yeah, that wasn't a podcast at all. The mic wasn't even on.
When would she have time to record a podcast with all the sucking off she's
Exactly.
doing?
All he's doing is getting his dick sucked and chugging water so that he can stay upright.
Yeah, I'm
She
sorry.
goes in and he's like, please stop.
Yeah.
The one of the last things she said, she was like, he gets to nut like 7 times a day.
That would
honestly,
be fun
times 5,
for
you're
like
just
maybe
like,
half
okay.
of a day. And then it's like, I've got a job, lady.
Yeah.
I can't
I
be
have a list of things to do today.
Yeah, I can't be feeling like I just came all day. I'm not getting anything done, and I feel disgusting.
Yeah. Nobody wants to come 7 times.
No, not every
Who
day.
has the
Absolutely
time
not.
or energy for not every day, Lee says. All right, Lee. Tomorrow, I want you to come 7 times.
I'm just saying. I've done a lot of shit to be like, yeah, I did that. You know, like just to say I did. Like, remember the time? Remember the 7 day? And my wife be like,
All right,
yeah, you
pop
fucking
topic
weirdo.
next week. All of us pick a day, come 7 times.
Oh,
we
no.
talk about it at the end.
Lee, look
You
what
know
you
what?
did.
That sounds like a great exercise.
Oh, that sounds awful.
It
Well,
does
too
sound
bad,
awful.
Kelly.
That sounds like the waste. Like, honestly, that's a waste of a day.
Yeah, exactly. Just
'Cause that's all you
abusing
do.
yourself.
That's all you're gonna do.
Especially, like, you might be able to get a few quick ones off in the morning, but then after that, it's just going to be, you're going to be red and sore down there.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
not
yeah.
gonna be good.
You're just going to be
You're gonna
yanking.
be out of like stuff. You're not gonna know what to do.
Yeah, it's just gonna be like dust.
Mhm.
Just spitting dust.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. It's not a good time. I'm sorry, guys.
All right, what if we don't do it, but we tell Jose we're gonna do it?
What if we don't do it? We just make a video of us with a microphone on our face saying that we did it.
There we go. Okay.
Unrelated.
You know what?
but-
Let's record it right now. Hold on. Yeah. All right, everyone, take a minute. Center yourselves. And we all came 7 times. All right. Scene.
Oh my god.
Oh, I'm so
What
tired.
were we thinking?
Oh, everything hurts.
Can you
I
hear
believe
that my
so much
toes are
Gatorade.
curled?
My toes are curled.
We pop a Gatorade open for the working man.
Throw me one of them, brother.
Did we just do this in front of each other?
All you guys saved it in your other hand though for the whole day, right?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, and we're gonna eat it.
Oh. No.
Oh god.
No.
Now we have to eat it.
Okay,
3,
related.
1.
Related but not related. I learned this week that apparently women from Ohio love threesomes, and I was pretty bummed to find that out now and not when I
Yeah.
first met my wife, who's from Ohio.
How'd you marry the only woman in Ohio not down for a threesome?
See, I think you're making a lot of claims there, Mahoney, that you can't possibly back up. But
That's fair.
She
That's
did
fair.
say to me, we did joke about it for a second, and she said, you wouldn't have been able to handle it. And I said, you're right. You are correct.
I bet you could have had a threesome with Mahoney.
You said the thing about changing sheets in order to have a threesome, like that you would make sure that the sheets were all changed.
I would
and
make
fresh.
sure that the bed laundry is clean, yeah.
Yeah, like for romance, and I was like, well, shit, I might invite Nyes over for a threesome. Just
See?
have him do my sheets.
I'm not going to do your sheets. I expect your sheets to be done for me
Listen,
if I'm
buddy.
coming over.
I'm inviting you over for a threesome. You won't even wash my sheets.
I'm not going to wash your sheets.
No, he's gonna
but
make your sheets dirty.
If you want to come over here for a threesome, I will wash the sheets. I will make sure the
What do I
bathroom is
care if
clean.
your sheets are clean?
He's gonna make your sheets dirty with 7 nuts.
Every time I have had sex with someone for the first time, I have diligently cleaned my house for them.
You know why, Nice? Because you're a
I
goddamn
want you to
gentleman.
diligently
Gentlemen.
clean my house.
I guess chivalry is dead, but
Mahoney, you gotta give Nye 7 HJs.
no, please no.
I'm doing it, but I'm doing it consecutively. I'm not even giving him a 5, like not even a break. It's like,
There
let's
is
go.
0 refractory
Okay,
period.
we have to stop
in a
talking about
row.
this because I am getting turned on.
Okay.
So,
Stupid.
Fine.
unless Mahoney has something to talk about, let's talk about things we shouldn't have seen as kids. Talking about turning
I don't have
on.
anything to talk about. I don't do anything.
Pop topic.
Yeah, this one came to us through the Discord, which you can join at discord.panelsonpages.com.
I'll
Shout out
jump in
J-pop.
there every once in a while and totally miss that one of your 2 dogs exists.
Yeah, it's always a treat to see Kelly in the Discord. Of course, he found the puppy pictures.
Yeah, I saw someone post a dog, and I'm like, fuck yeah! And then they're like, it's 2 dogs. And I'm like, hell yeah, brother! I missed that other one.
They call that an Ohio threesome.
Oh my god. Oh my god. So yeah, it was what movie did you see as a kid that definitely wasn't a kid's movie?
No,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
No. It was, but now it's what have you seen as a kid?
Yeah, what should you
Right,
have not
right, that
seen?
was
Yeah,
the
he's talking
initial-
about the evolution
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
of the
But
idea.
then it just became things we shouldn't have seen as kids, which is a very wide topic. I'm going to keep it to the realm of fiction or media. Otherwise,
Like
it's gonna
that
get
dead
really
body.
Sad.
Oh yeah,
right. Yeah.
yeah. I was doing my notes earlier today, and I was like, maybe I shouldn't include all traumatic experiences that I've had in my life.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Because the show can only be so long. But yeah. Kelly, I thought this was interesting. Kelly said earlier, as we were kind of pitching the idea and putting it together, that his parents were oddly kind of strict about what maybe not strict, but just very
Careful.
about what you saw as a kid. I thought that was
Yeah.
interesting because I would not have expected that.
They were
they
curators.
Yeah. Like, I really didn't see R-rated movies until I was, like, I don't know, in my teens.
Interesting.
You and Mahoney
I
both.
I expected that.
Yeah. I did see House of a Thousand Corpses when I was in, like, 7th grade, and that fucked me up real good.
Oh yeah.
I didn't like that. I didn't like that one bit.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But yeah, so, like, outside, I didn't really have weird movie or scary movies or inappropriate movies that I shouldn't have seen as a kid. But what I did have was professional wrestling, and that was pretty much given to me without restrictions for the most part.
Nice.
So
Coming up in the era when wrestling was perhaps at its most questionable, this
Yeah.
was just kind of interesting.
yeah, ask me as a child who was my favorite wrestler.
We'd never do that, Kelly, because I
or-
won't know. Who
Or
you're
give
talking
me, who do you think? I had 2 favorite wrestlers as a kid. Who do you think they were?
Okay.
The
Okay. These are wild guesses. Well, one of them not so wild, but because based on the topic, I'm going to say Onita and New Jack.
You got one right. One was New Jack, the other was Stone Cold.
Hell yeah! Oh hell yeah!
See, that's just depressing because I was trying to make a joke when I said The Rock because he wasn't like, you wouldn't have been a kid, but then you were a kid. And that's
Oh yeah,
sad.
I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were. I mean, technically, we were all kids when The Rock was.
We were in like at least high school.
Yeah, I mean, I was still a kid though.
He wasn't legal.
You say so.
I mean, there's grass on the field, but ain't I ain't going to play no ball. Prison.
That's right, Kelly.
Yep.
Prison.
I would.
Yeah, no, as a child, I fucking loved New Jack. Because here's the thing. New Jack rules. He brings out
New Jack does rule.
a shit ton of weapons. He hits people with cool stuff that normally people don't typically use. Like, when else are you going to see someone just get brained with a VCR or a keyboard?
And now we
jumps
know he
off
was
of
on
shit?
so much cocaine.
Yeah. He did a whole bunch of cocaine and then jumped off of stuff, and he didn't feel anything.
And his song played the entire time.
His song played the entire time, and it fucking ruled. So, like, New Jack, scary human being, multiple person body count. But goddamn, I loved him as a kid.
And so likable in Beyond the Mat.
Yeah.
While describing the crazy, terrible, nearly murderous things he did. You're like, I like this man.
I remember I had a bad day at school once, and I came home, and my parents were like, hey, we got you something. And I'm like, all right, what? It was the New Jack action figure.
Oh, shit.
That turned my whole day around, and then he just whipped the shit out of all my other toys with all of his various weapons. It was a great day.
Was it the Noose New Jack?
Yes. Yes, it was. Yeah, it was that one.
New Jack.
Yeah, he's got a noose around his neck. Like, he
Yeah.
was hung and the noose broke.
I honestly did not realize that's what it was for years. I don't think I realized that's what it was until I heard Brian Myers and Matt Cardona talk about it on their podcast. I was just like, that's a weird sweatshirt.
And you're like, oh, yeah, I see it now. Yeah.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, and then so I will say Onita was definitely up there because as a kid, the only really Japanese wrestling I watched was FMW tapes. Like, we didn't have New Japan tapes or All Japan or anything, but we sure did have FMW tapes. So I saw my fair share of Time Bomb Explosion death matches, Caribbean spiderweb death matches, all that kind of stuff.
Caribbean.
I'm sorry, Kelly.
Spiderweb.
Did you say Caribbean? Yeah, Mahoney and I had the same reaction. Like, what the fuck did you just say?
That is when you make a net out of barbed wire and then take it across the ring, and typically they fight on a scaffold until they toss someone off into the ring with the net of barbed wire.
Okay, so not something we've never seen before, but
No.
the name of it sounds like what is it? The necktie?
Yeah.
Caribbean necktie? The
Or Colombian necktie, yeah. Caribbean spiderweb.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. So, like, I saw all sorts of wild just death matches. My parents didn't show me a ton of ECW because of more of, like, just the sexual content and that kind of stuff. So, like, they kept me away from that for the most part.
Kimona Wannalaya dances atop the ECW arena.
Yeah, I didn't get to see those part of the tapes until I was at least in, like, 7th, 8th grade.
You were at your friend's house.
Yeah. Yeah, no, so they would just show me stuff every now and then, like, hey, this is a cool match, you'll like this, blah, blah, blah. And so I'd watch that stuff. But I wasn't in the room while they were just sitting down watching full episodes of ECW until they kind of, like, screened them.
There's something about ECW that I feel like more organizations or TV companies should latch onto is that shit was on like 1 a.m, Friday, Saturday nights, which is the perfect time to market to dirtbag kids.
Yeah.
If they got a TV in their room with cable and they're up on a Friday or Saturday night, like that's how I discovered ECW.
Yeah, just by accident. Because was it like 1:30 on TNN or some shit?
Oh, yeah.
Like something crazy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's prime dirtbag child time.
Yeah, put more cool shit on at 1 a.m. TV channels.
That's what time Jax is probably awake listening to farts on your Spotify account.
Oh my god.
Fucking animals, these kids.
Yeah, I do
Every one of
remember
them.
I was in the
Did you
room.
say Jax is listening to farts on Lee's YouTube account?
Oh,
Yeah, Spotify.
Did Mahoney
You must
not
have missed
hear
that
this story?
Yeah.
He might
You
have been at
must have missed that one.
Disneyland.
I might have been away.
Tell the story, Lee. It's fucking
Jax
hilarious.
was listening to farts on your
Okay.
Spotify.
Okay, hang on. So Nicole and I, this is a live podcast classic. No, Nicole and I end most of our days out in the hot tub because it's awesome. And we just gotten this new kick-ass Bluetooth speaker, and we're like, hey, let's start bringing the fucking speaker outside. We'll listen to music out there. It's just like, cool. And there's this thing on Spotify you can do where you can, like, you know, make a friends playlist kind of thing where they just take, okay, you put you and me on this, you know, mix on Spotify, and it'll put songs from both of our likes and shit into this one playlist. Like, okay, cool. So we're out there and we're doing that, and, you know, everything's cool. We're just hanging out, you know, talking, and at one point, you know, some song goes off, and then it just goes. For a while, right? We're like, what the fuck is happening? And I pick up my phone and I look at the Spotify, like, you kind of pop up on the lock screen, and it says fart sounds. Like, oh, okay. And so we opened up the Spotify playlist to inspect this 3-minute video of fart songs. And in the Spotify playlist, if it's like one of my songs, it has my profile picture. If it's one of your songs, it has your profile picture. If it's one that it got kind of from both of us, it's like, hey, you both listen to this song a lot, you're gonna like this. It splits the song, the profile's pictures down the middle. Fart Sounds had the profile picture split down the middle, which means that despite neither of us ever having heard Fart Sounds on Spotify, Jax did it so often that Spotify thinks it's one of both my wife and I's favorite tracks on the platform.
That's absolutely phenomenal.
It really is.
What do you think the context, like, where do you think Jax is where he's like, finally, I can turn on my fart sounds and decompress?
Yeah,
I think it's exactly that.
He just needs a pick-me-up. This little psychopath, we were playing Fortnite the other morning. It had been a while. And we got killed, and we readied up for the next round. And he says, okay, while we're waiting, I'm going to play Pokemon on my Switch. Or I forget what game he was playing on his Switch. Oh, he was playing Smash Brothers. Smash Brothers.
Yeah,
He's
Smash
like,
Brothers,
while we're waiting, I'm going to play Smash Brothers on my Switch while we're playing Fortnite on the PlayStation. He's playing on Lee's PlayStation. And then at one point he gets killed. He's like, all right, I'm going to play my Smash Brothers on my Switch while we wait. And then he finished the match on his Switch, and we still had time to wait. And he was like, all right, I'm going to play Roblox on my PC while we wait. This motherfucker was triple handing video games all at once.
Who is he, me?
Yeah, he's a fucking psycho when it comes to that shit. Really and truly.
Have you given him a tablet to watch in the shower yet?
Absolutely not. No.
A tablet to listen to fart songs and fart sounds.
I gotta say, I think he would really like it.
Just Jax forlorn standing in the shower with one hand up against the wall as fart sounds echo through the bathroom.
Fart sounds are to Jax as jazz is to Bosch.
Jax.
It's fucking wild, man.
Yeah.
You literally never know. But, so I told you about the day he came into the living room and was like, hey, I have a question. Are you autistic, right? That was pretty fucking cool.
That's one of the sickest burns I've ever heard in my life.
The other day, we were at dinner, and we realized that some of our friends were also in the same place. So, we'll go say hi as we were leaving or whatever.
Ugh.
Not my idea. and they went. There's like this separate area of the restaurant that like, if they take the walls down, it can be a patio.
Break
So
the
it's-
walls down.
So it's really, so it's like paved ground, not a whole lot of the inside. So it's really fucking loud. And there's a whole bunch of kids in there just wailing and shit like that. And so I excused myself pretty quickly. Went outside and I was just standing around. And then Jax comes out and he's like, "Hey man, where'd you go?" And I said, "I just had to get out of there. It was super fucking loud and just kind of sucked. And I was over it." And he says, "So you got like a thing with loud sounds?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, I don't like it. Like, it's not cool." And this motherfucker goes, "Are you sure you're not autistic?"
Oh,
Jesus.
Like, fucking no! Stop saying that. Kid's a goddamn animal.
the only thing that would be better than how Jax has approached this is if he just came to you one day and was like, "So you know how you're autistic?" and just stated it as a fact. And when you were like, "Not autistic," he was just like, "Yeah, okay, yeah,
No, we've
sure."
talked
But
about
anyways,
this. You told me
Yeah.
you're autistic, right?
It's goddamn absurd. Don't deserve this shit. It's
No.
nonsense.
I don't know.
So, did you guys know that I learned what lesbians are because of WWF?
Yes.
Or
Oh,
WWE?
please.
Yes,
Yeah, so
Tell
there
us
was
in detail the story.
Yeah, so there was a segment during Eric Bischoff's era as the general manager of Raw where he wanted to rise ratings, and he was like, "We're gonna have some HLA," and I was like, "Oh, what's that?" And I was like, "Hey,
Is it hot
doesn't matter.
lesbian action?
yeah." But I was like, hey, "You're gonna go to bed before that happens, so don't worry about it." I'm like, "Okay." The next morning, I was like, "But what is that? I don't know what that is." She's like, "Well, it's lesbians." I'm like, "All right, what's that?"
Like, okay, cool. All right, got that part. Got that part.
Got that. Don't know what
What?
lesbians are. And so that's how I found out what lesbians are, from a wrestling thing. But then also related to that, something I probably shouldn't have seen, and so definitely shouldn't have watched it with the person I watched it with. Do you remember the angle with Tori Wilson and Dawn Marie, where they were going to be lesbians for some reason?
Yes, with
After-
Tori Wilson's dad, Al Wilson, too, was involved,
Yeah,
wasn't he?
involved in that. I don't really remember the details of that story, but I just remember them like getting a hotel room and wearing lingerie and kissing. Anyways, I watched
Such a
that.
weird time.
I watched that episode of SmackDown with my grandma.
Oh no!
Not
You're like, Grandma, this is HLA.
yeah, not really prime grandma show material there, but
No,
you
not
know
the
what?
best.
Sometimes that
I don't know.
happens.
Your grandma seems down. It's fine.
Yeah.
See,
And I also
it-
remember the other time. Do you remember? There was like an evening gown pool match, and then the cat got her hooters out.
Absolutely. I have.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
I was watching that pay-per-view with my parents, and my mom made me clean up the living room during that match. So I was half paying attention because I was cleaning, but I was also looking up every now and then. I did see the hooters.
Oh yeah, that was a very much rewinded moment in my world. And it's funny because like the internet was a thing at that point. So
Yeah,
what's
that was just in your world.
yeah, live television.
Yeah, you didn't have to seek it out. It came to you.
But also, okay, these were separate events, but we did get to see Mae Young's tits at one point too.
Yeah.
Real sad.
Yeah.
Nothing like seeing an 80-year-old woman's bare titties on television.
Ugh, why?
Because it was another like bikini contest.
Yeah. It
What
a
was
weird
the
time.
contest?
Bikinis.
Why was she an 80-year-old woman in a bikini contest?
Because she was an old wrestler.
bikini?
Yeah, it was a recurring bit that she would just be around doing stuff. She gave birth to a hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I'm not going to go full screen with it, but I'm just going to
You're
give you a
gonna put bubble up
little.
on screen
a little tiny taste. Look in your top right-hand corner of the screen when I screen share this. I'm not going to leave it up for long because it's just a little tiny thumbnail, but you will get the point about Mae Young's awful, terrible tits when she exposed them live on WWE television. There you go. That's all you get.
Very strange. This is a very strange time.
It
sure was.
Really was.
So yeah,
Like,
that was that's really the things that I can think of that I probably shouldn't have seen growing up in wrestling. I'm sure there's so much more from the Attitude Era stuff that just I don't remember.
Yeah, because you're talking HLA and Tori Wilson, Dawn Marie, and that's post-Attitude Era.
Yeah.
And that's like as spicy as it got back then. But Attitude Era was every episode was something disgusting.
Yeah, so who knows what I don't remember.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's been well documented that I saw a whole bunch of shit I probably shouldn't have as a kid. This is not news to anybody. So, but the one that stands out the most is, because we were big horror movie people. Like I was watching all kinds of crazy horror movies and shit since I was old enough to watch movies. So like, that's never really been a thing that bothered me or anything. But we didn't go see many movies when I was a kid. We rented a lot of movies and watched a lot of videos and all this shit. And my grandma was like a prototype pirate lady. She had this blank cassette that she'd record every time she rented them.
She had an eye patch and a peg leg.
Fucking a wall full of bootleg cassettes, essentially. Good times.
Cutlasses.
Yeah.
Cutlasses.
Rapiers and muskets. Yeah.
Eye patches.
Yeah. But we did go see in the theater as a fucking family, meaning my mom, my stepdad, my brother, and I. My brother, who is, by the way, younger than me. Again, can't imagine why or how this happened, but we went to see Single White Female. Which is an odd pull, but there we were. And that is the movie where I learned what a blowjob was, because there's a scene in Single White Female where the crazy one sneaks into the dude's bed and she's dyed her hair to look like the girl, whatever, and she starts blowing him in his sleep. And I'm like, what the fuck? And that's when my mom leaned over and she's like, hey, look at me and let me distract you by saying some nonsense that is not important to anything in the world right now. Look over here. It was. I don't remember what the hell she said, but I remember the look of panic in her eyes.
I mean, I guess that's an approach, but quick make eye contact with me during this blowjob scene is a real
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely don't want to make that connection internally for the rest of your life.
We all make decisions in
hold
the
my
in the heat of the
gaze.
game.
Yeah.
Hold my gaze.
Every time you're getting oral sex and you look down, you just see your mother's face.
Oh,
God.
Hey, how about you go fuck yourself, Jason?
I'm so sorry. I'm so
Think
sorry.
about just fucking yourself?
I do often.
7 times a day, even.
7.
But so all these crazy movies and all these crazy shows and shit like that, it was never a problem. She didn't really police any of that shit. But when I brought home the first Korn album on CD, and she was like, I'm gonna have to check this out first. And I'm like, wait, what? What
That's
the fuck
so
did you just say to
funny.
me? Are you out
Took
of
me
your
to
mind?
the blowjob movie.
It's this is where you're clutching your pearls? What the
And
fuck?
now extreme scatting is too far?
Mom, do you even boom da boom dum buddy?
Real weird. I'll never fucking forget that. And she has other shit to do, so she's not gonna fucking make it a priority. So I had to bust her balls for weeks. Like, hey, can I have my fucking CD back? Have you listened through it first?
Have you listened to Korn yet?
Yeah. And eventually she was like, fuck it, it's fine. I go, yeah, I know.
And then Lil Lee's like,
well, obviously, what else was I gonna do? That's what you do.
I remember the first
Mahoney.
time I bought something with a parental advisory sticker on it. It was a cassette single of Ice Cube, You Know How We Do It. and I wasn't sure if they were going to let me buy it or not, because I thought like I needed a parent to confirm the purchase.
To this day, Walmart does not sell unedited records. Like vinyl's back, CD, like they still to this day won't do it. But you can buy the fucking Saw Ultimate Collection with all 8 movies on it. But you can buy all any movie that they carry. Any movie they carry.
Gun.
Yeah.
A straight up murder weapon.
Yeah,
You
could
can buy
a
things to
gun.
kill people.
You could buy a gun and then shoot up that very Walmart.
Yeah. But you can't listen to a record where someone says the fuck word. They don't like that.
Won't be because of a song you listen to from Walmart, that's for sure.
Such a strange thing.
Pretty weird.
Now, Mahoney's family, I don't know that we really touched upon this much on the show before. I'm sure it's come up.
The
but
Mahoney
I don't know
cut legend.
Yeah, we've definitely talked about the
We've
Mahoney
talked about
cut.
this 100 times, the Mahoney cut.
Yeah,
Where I saw RoboCop 1,000 times, but I never actually saw RoboCop because all I saw was like a 30-minute edited down version. Where, like the police officer drives into the warehouse, and then the next thing I know, he's RoboCop. And like the giant robot goes crazy at the end, and like the boardroom is just like empty, and the thing's falling down the stairs, and I'm like, what? Okay. So I had seen RoboCop many times, never actually saw RoboCop, but I will tell you that one of my absolute favorite things to watch as a child, probably from like the age of 6 on, was Police Academy 3 and 4.
Yes.
Like non-stop over and over again. Like I'm in. And those movies, watching them as an adult, I'm like, these are not for children.
Oh yeah.
Like, why was I not allowed to watch RoboCop but I could watch Police Academy? Like, I'm watching the Commandant get sucked off in a podium while he's giving a speech.
Yeah.
But I can't watch RoboCop.
Talk
you know?
about learning what a blowjob is. And then, like RoboCop, they made a fucking animated series with a toy line out of Police Academy.
Yeah.
And there was always a chance. Wait, did the Police Academy movies have nudity in them, or was it just all crude humor?
Oh, they did.
Yeah. Bless them. I was trying to locate a specific movie for this discussion. I have no information on it besides what I have burned into my brain. So I was just going through a list of all of the movies in the 80s that had nudity in them. And boy, oh boy, were there a lot.
Was it just all of the movies in the 80s?
Almost too much, to the point where it seemed like they were exploiting women.
You know
I don't
what?
know,
Not
guys.
Back to the Future.
Not Back to the Future. Maybe the director's cut.
You know what it could have used?
Save that for the episode where we explain our jokes, Kelly.
That's a good idea.
Popcast inside jokes explained. We'll tell you what Back to the Future needed.
I think we all know. No. Do you got anything, Nice? Anything in?
Oh, do I?
World?
Well, I thought we were waiting. Does Mahoney have anything else?
No, Police Academy's my main one.
I got a few.
Okay, let's have it.
So, along with the action movies, the violent action movies of the time, obviously RoboCop, Total Recall, I was a little bit older, but still I was 10 when I saw that, which by all standards I shouldn't have. And we like to joke, like, I got to see whatever I wanted as a kid, and look at me now, I'm doing great. But then as I'm going through some of these things, like, maybe I'm not doing so great. Maybe I shouldn't have seen so much of this shit as a small child. My parents did not stop me from seeing anything. Like, if they wanted to go see a movie, they brought me with, and whatever it was going into my little peepers, and whatever trauma it made, that shit was happening. So, like, I saw a lot of violent shit, a lot of horror movies, a lot of gratuitous nudity in movies at a very young age. Like, one of the first things I had nightmares about was Gremlins, and I was 3 when that came out. So there were no restrictions.
3 is young, yeah.
Maybe there should have been. Well,
say.
you have to assume maybe we didn't see it in the theaters. Maybe it was on video. So maybe I was 4 or 5, but still. It's a great movie, but a little scary, a little violent for a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
But I would say one of the things that was, I don't want to say constant, but I remember at a very early age, like a Playboy magazine just sitting on our coffee table, and that doesn't seem normal.
No.
Like, why?
No, man. It sure don't.
Why a small child should be in arm's reach of soft core nudity. But as a child with my dad working in construction and being on a lot of construction sites, construction people are disgusting, and most every job site we would go to would have like centerfolds and nudie magazine shit just kind of posted up everywhere.
Nice.
And some job sites were a little bit more filthy than others. Some were Playboy sites. Some were penthouse sites, a.k.a. Dear Penthouse Forum. Some were fucking hustler sites. And to see that shit as like an 8-year-old?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably a little bit too much.
A little bit too much. Going back to movies, I got 2 more things. Going back to movies. One movie that sticks out to me. It's not a horror movie. It doesn't have gratuitous nudity or blood or anything like that. Y'all ever heard of The Prince of Tides from 1991?
Yeah.
No.
Prince of Tides is Barbra Streisand and Nick Nolte. And
Okay.
Barbra
I've heard of the movie.
Streisand
I've never
plays...
seen it, but I have heard of it.
Barbra Streisand plays Nick Nolte's psychiatrist because he's dealing with some trauma from childhood, and they become a couple. They have a love romance, but the trauma that Nick Nolte is trying to get over from his childhood, which they show on screen, and this movie came out in 1991, so I was 10 years old.
Oh, no.
His mother and his sister get brutally raped by escaped convicts.
Oh my God.
And it is graphic. And the scene felt like it was 10 minutes long. And finally he comes in and murders them both with a shotgun, shoots them in the dick, RoboCop style. I saw that with my mom. I saw The Prince of Tides in the theaters with my mom, and there was a violent double rape scene.
That's something else.
Did she ask you if you would avenge her?
Later on, to continue...
was it more instructional than anything else?
To continue weird movie experiences with my mom, I watched Pulp Fiction for the first time with my mom. You want to have a real cool feeling in your body? Watch the GIMP sequence with your mom.
Oh,
wait a second.
God.
Why am I always watching movies with rape scenes in them with my mom? What is going on? Lastly.
Was she making you look her in the eyes, turn them off?
Lastly, a real quick question I want to pull the crowd. How many strange men's dicks did you see as a small child?
Okay. Not many.
I would wager, I think I saw one in a Kalahari resort locker room, just walking past, and I was like, ugh.
Okay. My dad was a amateur hockey player. He was a goalie. And just for fun, he would play hockey pretty often my entire childhood. And whenever he would take me with him to his games, if my mom wasn't with him and I wasn't old enough yet, he couldn't just let me run around the rink. He would bring me into the locker room. And I was right at dick height with all of these dudes. Just a room full of uncles with their weird dicks out. You think maybe that did something to me internally.
Yeah, I remember that time in the Kalahari, they were like, oh, you shower before you go in the pool. And we walk over there, like, we walk past the shower, and there's just this weird-looking tubby dude and, like, 2 kids totally nude showering. And my friend's dad, who was, like, leading us he's like, yeah, we're not doing that.
I don't know, like... I was also a little fat kid, so whenever I had to change in a locker room, I always did it in, like, the bathroom stall. So I don't know if that's just because I was ashamed of my body or because some little seed planted in the back of my head was like, you don't want to show your dick to a small child like all those guys did.
Nah, I'm never a fully nude in the changing room person. That's weird.
The other day, me and Mary are sitting on the couch, and I was getting in my head a little bit, and I wander off mentally, and I snap out of it, and she says, "Wow, you were really deep in thought there, weren't you?" She was watching me the entire time I was deep in this thought. Imagine if that happened when I was hanging out in this men's locker room. Just staring off into space.
Just disassociating all these strange penises all around you.
Or accidentally staring at one for too long.
Yeah.
Way too long, yeah.
You just imprint upon it and it's your mom now.
Oh, no.
And just like, unrelated, unrelated, but a little drool falls out of your mouth.
Yeah.
Also, if you can remember it, then your parents were naked around you too late in your life. If you have memories of your naked parents, then they were naked around you too much and for too long to where you can remember it.
That's accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Looking back, I should have known what kind of penis I'd be working with later on in life.
You're like, hey, so just so you know, the acorn doesn't fall far from the tree, Dad. Aw. Holy shit. That was fucking tremendous. That was great. Oh, that one hurt my back.
Yeah, once I got rolling, I had to stop.
Yeah, J-Pop in the Discord says, my dad definitely made me watch, now this is interesting, made me watch Goodfellas while Power Rangers Turbo was still airing on Saturdays. And I saw Pulp Fiction maybe 2 years after that. I'm the same age as Kelly.
Oh, that's great. And I mean, I was 13 when Pulp Fiction came out, so, and I'd been around. You know how many grown men's dicks I had seen by the time I watched Pulp Fiction? But still, I'll never forget it.
Yeah. No, definitely not. That's
Sticks
I
with
think,
you.
yeah. It's a singular experience. Oh, it's amazing. All right, I need to go lay down. That was a lot. Let's fucking wrap this up. That was great. So,
You think Prince of Tides is streaming anywhere?
Movie night. We'll watch Prince of Tides together. It'd be great.
Let's watch brutal rapes together.
Yeah, what a weird name to call your rape scene movie, Prince of Tides.
Yeah, we'll watch that and Last House on the Left.
The Accused.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's one, like, if you're just, going blind, I don't think that's what you expect from Prince of Tides.
No. You think, I would imagine it's a boating movie.
Well, yeah, and you think,
But like a period piece or a fantasy movie or something.
Yeah.
and Barbara Streisand, you at least think it's going to be just like a chick flick, a romance.
Right. It doesn't sound romantic the way you describe it at all.
No, sounds the opposite, really.
Yeah, really not. Like, yeah.
But you know what's cool? What's cool?
Prince of Tides was a bad first date movie, but a great mom date movie. So good for you.
What's cool though is when the scene happened, I did recoil. Like, this is gross. This is also very
good.
This is also very scary. I don't like this. Better than being like, oh right, yeah, Prince of Tides.
What an interesting feeling I have.
I wish this was in Back to the Future.
Where are we going? What movie are we going to see next, Mom? Deliverance? How about the last 10 minutes of Requiem for a Dream?
Oh God.
Oh Christ. So we'll be back next week at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central at youtube.com/panelsonpages, where we'll talk about some fucking nonsense. Who knows what exactly. For Jason Nyes, Kelly Harris, our good buddy Mahoney, and Jose, who should be feeling light as a fucking feather right about now. I am the Lord Reverend.
They did my front and my back.
We'll talk to you guys next week. Night. Love you. Bye-bye.
Damn it. There's too much of an intro. I wanted to play Natural Born Killers, but there's too much of an intro, I guess. Now my iTunes is locked up.
Oh, great.
Beanie, 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 beanie. It'll get there eventually.
There it is.
Hey!
Good night, y'all.
Call somebody a Google ass bitch.
You fucking Google ass bitch.
Fucking Google something.
Holy shit.
You fucking Google ass bitch.
I didn't want to say it.
What are you, some kind of bitch?
Whoa.
You fucking
Google ass bitch. Why you keep bugging us, YouTube?
you fucking Google ass bitch.
That's it. Show's over. We're done.
See you next Tuesday.